Good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Are you all fine? Yes. Okay, so in the last class, we completed our chapter 5, that was coal and petroleum. So today we will start our next chapter, okay, and that will be ultimately related to the previous one. But before starting, let's go through the home assignment, okay. I hope you all have done the home assignments well, but then also we'll cross check once, okay. Okay, so the first question you got was you would have to write some few points or the tips for saving the petrol or diesel while driving. So students, some of the tips could be number 1, driving at a constant speed. Okay, then because if we drive at a constant speed, what happens is our petrol and diesel will not be wasted. Okay, then second one, switch off the engines at traffic light. Okay, we have heard many advertisements and other things telling that we should not waste petrol or diesel, or we should not keep our vehicles on during the traffic light. Okay, then check the pressures in tires regularly. Okay, if the tires will be checked regularly, if it will be having proper pressure, then it will properly work and let the vehicle run in the particular speed. Okay, then regular maintenance of the vehicle. The vehicle should be maintained well, proper servicing should be done. All these things will help us in saving the petrol and diesel. Okay, you can write many more by thinking your own. Mainly these 4 could be written. Then second question you got, what were the reasons for increased demand of energy? Okay, so your answer will be, the reasons for increased demand of energy are, number 1, as we have studied, rapid increase in the population. Then number 2, advancement in technology. Okay, then number 3, I told you should write some few more what we have studied other than that. So one could be the lifestyle of people. Our lifestyle is increasing. Okay, our lifestyle is changing. We want more and more luxuries, and that's why we need more energy. Then the global markets. Nowadays there is tough competition in the market, and to meet with those demands and that global competitions, the energy, more and more energy is used. So global markets are one of the reason for increased demand of energy. I hope you all are clear, and this was the last homework from the last chapter. Okay, so today we are going to start our new chapter. Okay, we'll start our chapter, that is combustion and flame, and you will find here that this is only like the second part of the previous chapter what we have learned. Okay, we have learned about the fuels, the fossil fuels, etc. And here we will study about the combustion and the flame, okay, which is already related to the fuels only, and that you will come to know in the chapter. Students, we have learned about different kinds of fuels. Yes, in the previous chapter, we came across many types of fuels, for example, coal, then petroleum, natural gas, etc. Many. Then, we also saw that these different kinds of fuels are used for various purposes. Okay, various different purposes, either for home or in offices or in industries. Okay, then in the running of the vehicles or running of the machines, and many more applications it had. So now in this chapter we will come across that what happens when those fuels are burned. Okay, whenever we use the fuel, it is actually we are burning it. Okay, and when we burn it, what are the effects? Okay, what is the fact that causes after burning of fossil fuels? So then we will come across combustion. Okay, and when combustion is occurring, then automatically flame will also occur. So we will study about combustion today, and that is the first introductory part of our chapter. Okay. See students, it is not compulsory that we are talking about fuels. The fuels will always burn. Okay, there are few fuels which do not burn also. So let's check with a few examples or the activity that which fuel can burn and which cannot, or else every fuel is burning or some are not burning. This will be clear after this activity. Okay, so this is the activity given in your textbook, the first page of your textbook. Okay, there you have been told that you have to select some of the materials. Okay, you have to select some of the materials which are actually the fuels. Okay, which produce energy. But then you have to find out that it is burning or it is not burning. Okay, so we will check that how it happens. First, students, think about coal. Does coal burns? In the last chapter, we studied that coal is used for many purposes. Okay, like it is used for cooking in the rural areas. Then it is used for other industrial processes. Means the coal burns. Yes. Then wood. Second one, wood is also kind of fuel. Yes. Wood also gives us energy. So, this wood can also burn. So, we will write yes for wood also. Now, paper. Okay, your third material which we are going to use is paper. Have you seen paper burning? Yes, we have all seen paper burning. So, paper also burns. Okay, and whatever burns or gives any kind of energy, okay, either it is heat energy, either it is light energy, or it is sound energy. If anything, any material gives us any kind of energy, then we consider it as a fuel. So, paper is also a fuel. But does it burn? Yes, it burns. Then students, what about iron nail? Then students, what about iron nail? Does iron nail burn or not? See students, iron nail, when you will heat or you will light the iron nail, what will happen is the few pieces may sometimes on overheating may fall into the ground, but even then, okay, even then it does not cause so much of flame. So, it is not kept under the category of combustion. Okay, it does not burn. So, we will write no here. Okay. Okay. Then, what about stone? See, stones are very hard. Okay. Stones are very hard and they are already formed by so much of heat. Okay, they are formed by so much of heat like lava and etc. So, we cannot say that it burns completely. It does not burn. Okay, so we will write no for stone. Then, the last material is cloth. Okay, cloth, absolutely cloth burns. Cloth catches fire. Cloth burns. So, we will write yes for cloth. So, students, this chart, this activity shows us that all the fuels are not always combustible. Okay, all the fuels does not cause combustion. Some or few may not cause combustion. So now we will see the next. Now let's start with the first topic, that is combustion. Okay, we read it as combustion. Okay, so let's first see what is combustion. So students, the combustion is a process of burning of a substance in the presence of air or oxygen, resulting in the evolution of heat and light. So students, whenever we burn a substance, okay, whenever we burn a substance or a fuel and in the presence of air, okay, later on we will see that why air is important. So in the presence of air, okay, in the presence of air means in the outer space, then what will happen? It will result in the evolution of heat and light. Obviously, when we burn something, now it is cold time. So, if we burn when we burn the fire at homes, then what happens? We get heat from it. Yes, we get heat from it. And when we burn something, the light is also produced. Okay, we burn candles, then we burn crackers, all these things. These all produce light. Okay, so the process of burning of a substance in the presence of air, which results in the evolution of heat and light. This process is known as combustion. Okay, this is known as combustion. I hope you all are clear. What is combustion? We can also write a chemical reaction for the same. Suppose, for example, okay, I am taking the combustible substance or the substance which is being heated or burned is coal. Okay, I am taking the substance or the material as coal. Okay, so I will burn coal in the presence of air. Okay, air contains oxygen, so I will burn the coal in the air. Then what will happen? C plus O2 will form CO2. Okay, will form CO2. And then what will happen? Heat will be produced. Okay, heat will be produced. Then we will take another example. If we burn petrol, okay, if we burn petrol in the presence of air, again it will produce carbon dioxide. Okay, it means that whenever we burn something, carbon is produced. We have seen in the previous chapter that whenever we burn something, that black colored substance, that is the carbon is produced. So that carbon will mix with the oxygen, okay, and it will produce carbon dioxide. So in both the cases you can see the production of carbon dioxide is there, okay, and ultimately heat will also be produced. Carbon dioxide plus heat. So this is what the actual figure of combustion, that what is combustion. Okay, so in the definition we saw that the combustion is the process of burning a substance, okay, in which the substance burns in the presence of air. Okay, so when the substance which burns, okay, then we also saw in the activity that all the substances do not burn. Okay, so the substances can be categorized into two. Okay, one is combustible and the other is non-combustible. So there are two kinds of substances. One is the combustible one and other is the non-combustible one. So what happens? Now we will see what is combustible and what is non-combustible. Okay, so the substances which undergoes combustion, okay, they are called combustible substances. The substances which undergoes combustion are called combustible substances. The examples could be, there could be many examples. For example, that could be wood, that could be paper, that could be kerosene, then many more are there, like petrol, okay, then coal, etc. Okay, many are there. So the substances which undergoes combustion are called combustible substances. Then now we will see non-combustible substances. So under this, the definition will be the substances which does not undergo combustion are called non-combustible substances. Okay, like in the activity we saw iron nails, okay, then we saw stone. So these all are the non-combustible substances. Many examples could be there like stone, metal, then we saw about iron nails, etc. Okay, so this is about combustible and non-combustible substances. We know that fuels burn and they cause the heat energy to form. Yes, we know that fuels burn and cause or produce heat energy. So let's see what is actually fuel. In the terms of combustion, what could be fuel? So if you are asked that what is a fuel, okay, and what is the importance of fuel in the combustion, so your answer could be, and what you should know is, fuel is any kind of combustible substance. That is the most important part. Any kind of combustible substance which produces heat. Okay, which produces heat. That is known as fuel. Okay, so this is also important and you should know. Fuel could be solid, it could be liquid, or it could be gas also. It can be in any state. Like we have seen that natural gas is a fuel and it is in the gaseous form. Then we have seen wood. Wood is also a fuel, but it is in the solid form. Then in the liquid form, we also know about kerosene, diesel, petrol, etc. So fuel could be solid, liquid, or gas. In any form, it could be. Then students, when the heat is produced and when the heat energy is produced, ultimately light is also produced. Ultimately light is also produced, and that light is known as flame. It could also be called as flame. Okay. So in combustion, not only the production of heat but the production of light is also equally important. Okay. So when we write the definition about combustion, we should also know about production of light. So the substances that could burn in the presence of air and produce heat and light. So that could also be written. The process of combustion is also of two types. Okay, a slight difference is there in both the processes. One is called the incomplete one and other one is called the complete combustion. Okay, first one is incomplete combustion and the second one is complete combustion. Now we will see what is incomplete combustion, okay, and we will also see what is complete combustion. We will go in the points. The first point under incomplete is written as insufficient air. It is nothing but, see, we provide air. In both the cases, air is being provided, means oxygen is being provided. But see, it depends on the substance that how much air it needs, how much oxygen it needs to burn. So, in incomplete combustion, what happens is the supply of air is not sufficient for the substance to burn and produce heat. Okay, produce heat in a proper way. So, it is called incomplete combustion. Then we come about complete. Then complete, we are providing air. It is sufficient for burning, and then the normally heat is produced in a good amount. Okay. Then what happens is in incomplete combustion, when the supply of oxygen is not proper or not sufficient, instead of CO2, okay, instead of CO2, CO will be produced. CO means, what is CO? Carbon. But in the complete combustion, normally CO2 will be produced, heat will be also produced. Okay, but the amount of heat produced in complete combustion will be more as compared to the heat produced in the incomplete combustion. Okay, so these are the differences. Then we will see the reaction how it is. Here we have taken the example of methane in both the cases. Okay. See, in the first case, in the incomplete combustion, we have taken methane, molecules of methane. Then what happened? We have provided it with oxygen, but time or the atmosphere does not favor, and instead of CO2, only CO will be produced, and heat is being produced, but heat will be produced in the lesser amount. Okay, but carbon dioxide is not produced. So this is what called incomplete combustion. Then when we come to complete combustion, again we have taken methane as our substance, and when the methane burns in the presence of oxygen, CO2 will be produced and heat will be produced, and the amount of heat produced will be more, okay, than the heat produced in the incomplete combustion. So this is about the two types of combustions, that is incomplete and complete. Now we will look on what are the conditions necessary for combustion. As we have seen that combustion could be incomplete if the proper conditions are not provided. So let's see what are the conditions. First one, presence of a combustible substance. Okay, we need a combustible substance to provide combustion, otherwise combustion is not possible. Then second one, presence of a supporter. Okay, then we will learn in detail that what is the supporter, then what is the combustible substance, then why it is needed. Then the third one is attainment of ignition. Okay, ignition means heating. Okay, Attainment of heat. Attainment means getting into. When the substance catches fire, that is the attainment point, or that is the ignition point. Okay. So these 3 points are very important conditions for the combustion. In the next class, we will study this in detail. Students, look into this diagram, this chart paper. Here you can see the heading named as fire triangle. Okay, this fire triangle means this fire triangle can be defined as the 3 main conditions necessary for combustion. The conditions we have studied. The first one we studied was presence of a combustible substance. And here you can see the combustible substance, example wood. Okay, from where we get wood? We get the wood from trees. So our fuel is wood here. Okay, that is the presence of combustible substance, that is fulfilled. Okay, combustible substance is present, so one of the condition is fulfilled. Then the second condition we saw was presence of oxygen. So oxygen is the supporter of combustion. Okay, oxygen is the supporter of combustion. Without oxygen, combustion is not possible. So that is only known as the supporter of combustion. Okay, so here the second is also fulfilled when O2 is given, oxygen is given. So that is the second one. Then the third point we saw is attainment of ignition. Attainment of ignition means attainment of heat. So when the substance catches fire, when the wood here will catch fire, that point we can say that the third condition is fulfilled. So these 3 conditions together form the fire triangle. Okay, so that's all for today. Tomorrow we will learn in detail about the supporters of combustion and the further topic. Okay, hope you all are clear with the today's topic. Now students, give me some answers based on today's topic. Give me the answers. The first one is dash is the supporter of combustion. Think of it. Who is the supporter of combustion? Oxygen is the supporter of combustion. Then what is the second question? Second question is combustion produces heat and dash. We have studied today. Combustion produces heat and light. Very good. Then third question. Dash provide energy on burning. You know that. Who provides energy on burning? Fuels provide energy on burning. Very good. So, go through the topic well. After learning the topic properly, you have to give some more answers and you have to do it as home assignment, and we will discuss it in the next class, and all of you should try. First question, define combustion. The second question, what is fire triangle? Then third question, difference between complete and incomplete combustion. So students, do the homework, and if you have any doubt, then you can tell me. Okay. So that's all for today. Have a good day and take care. Thank you.